best college football channel on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter at I Live for Saturdays, or as in the number 4. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I am doing my podcast today. First time ever with my daughter, Lila. Say hi to the people, Lila. If you can't hear her, she's just an infant. She's 2 months old. And it's actually a ploy to bring my daughter in here. So she is actually my excuse why I haven't done the podcast yet. And you're going to hear her little baby sounds. She might cry. If not, I'll just edit it out. But yeah, she's the reason why I haven't done the podcast in a while. Obviously work as well. The Big O is busy. Eric is busy. Don V. It's hard. I hope you got the little baby part in there. Oh, that'd be awesome. But yeah. Everyone's just busy. Everyone's got things to do. This podcast is a lot of fun. It's tons of fun. I love doing it, and I love doing it with people that I enjoy doing it with, talking sports in general with. But at the end of the day, it's just a hobby. It's just a hobby. I want to do this for the rest of my life. It's a great hobby to have. Love talking sports on YouTube. Just a few people commenting or liking or whatever. That's great. I think it's awesome. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm doing my podcast with my daughter. If her little baby sounds get in there, that would be great. But we'll see. But anyway, Blake O'Neill, Michigan versus Michigan State. What an incredible game. One of the most improbable victories in the history of college football, man. That was insane. My heart goes out to Blake O'Neill, even though he really, I don't know if he cares that much about football. Yeah, Blake O'Neill, I don't think he really cares. He's a former Australian rules football professional player, I think it was. I think he has a degree in something else, and he's he's got a bunch of degrees and everywhere, and he just decided, hey, let's try out this punting thing in football, American football. So that's awesome for him. My heart goes out to him. I hope he's fine. The idiots on Twitter, you guys are idiots. People that sending him death threats. You can go fuck yourself. Okay, just straight up. That to me is unacceptable. If I have ever seen that anywhere on Twitter, you're just getting blocked. If any of my followers or people I follow do that, you're just getting blocked straight up. There's no room for that in just society in general, not even the college football world, just in society in general. But anyway, that game was fantastic. That was a true big game. That was a true rivalry game. It was fantastic. Michigan State, Michigan, two awesome programs. Jim Harbaugh, they have that thing turned around. They have something going. They're gonna be a legit team. And think about Michigan. This is what I didn't get about Michigan, though. I understood that no matter how good you are, when your program is in shambles, because they recruited fantastic. Brady Hoke was a fantastic recruiter. Okay, people underestimate how good of a recruiter Brady Hoke was. Brady Hoke was going into Virginia. Okay, I'm a Virginia Tech fan. He was going into Virginia and picking out players. Okay, that's not easy for any program. I don't care if you're Notre Dame. I don't care if you're USC. I don't care if you're Alabama. That's not easy. Okay, that's not easy. Brady Hoke was a fantastic recruiter. Hey, he had fantastic talent. And I never understood why, for whatever reason, Jim Harbaugh wouldn't, not to say they would, at least contending for the Big Ten. I didn't understand that. I get that in your first year it's not easy. Of course it's not easy. And I understood that Michigan was coming off a terrible season, but they still have fantastic talent. They still have fantastic talent everywhere. A bunch of 4-star, 5-star, highly touted 3-stars. Recruits from everywhere, at every position. So, to me, I never understood that. But hats off to Jim Harbaugh anyway. The program was in shambles, and he's done a fantastic job in his first year. Michigan was better than Michigan State. I'll just say that straight up. They were definitely better. The better team. They're the better team, definitely. I think Connor Cook is fantastic. He played awesome. Tons of drops from his receivers. But, at the end, what was it on ESPN? 0.2 chance probability of winning in that final play. That's insane, man. What a fantastic play. The most incredible thing that you will ever see. But now I'm gonna move to Oregon. Oregon. Now I'm not going to talk about Oregon, Colorado, but Oregon as a program, to me, is very sad right now. And not in a way in terms of performance sad. Just in general, it's a sad story. Because if they don't get the stuff going, if Helfrich doesn't get the stuff going, or if Oregon can't find a coach to replace Helfrich, to get Helfrich out of there and get a fantastic coach. And I'm not talking about a good coach like Helfrich. Yeah, he's a good coach, all that. What's another caliber? A Jim McElwain. Yeah, he's a good coach. Chris Peterson. I'm talking about an Urban Meyer. Okay, I'm talking about Chip Kelly's. I'm talking Bill Belichick's out here. Okay, Bill Cowher type stuff. Okay, I'm talking about that level of great coaching, and I think that's what Oregon needs. I think college football is much more fun when Oregon is at their best. I think you've heard me say a few times, college football needs Miami. They need Texas. They need USC. They need Ohio State to be great. It helps the sport out tremendously, and I think Oregon is just that new voice of a new generation. Everything they do is just brand new. There is no tradition there. It's the home of young football fans that like watching football. They're all Oregon fans. All young kids are like Oregon fans, and that's fantastic for the sport. That is fantastic. And to me, watching Oregon, not this year, but in previous years, has been so exciting and so much fun. One of the best teams to watch, just in general. Just the sport is nothing but pure fun. Watching them is just a pure joy. It's incredible. I loved watching Oregon, and this Oregon is not the same Oregon. It's not the same Oregon. It's just a team that runs it looks like a team that runs a gimmick offense. That's what it looks like to me. And that's being pure. And the thing is, they're not lacking in talent. So to me, I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on there. Won't talk about Virginia Tech, Miami at all. That was a piece of you-know-what. I already swore once today. I don't want to swear anymore. I just swore in front of my daughter today. Amazing. Yeah, fantastic parenting. Lila, do you have anything to say? No? Okay. All right. No, it's okay. We'll move on. But yeah, now that it's finally, I think week 7, week 6 now, something like that. We're somewhere in those weeks. I will finally get out my top 4, my college football top 4, and I'll just get into the number 6 team, I guess you would say, the next 2 out. So I get number 2. Of the first 2 in, or the first 2 out, whatever you want to call it. The first 2 in, I guess. The first 2 in, yeah. Anyway, number 6. I just say the number 6 team in the country. The number 16 in the country to me is TCU. They've struggled a few times, but they've still found ways to put up points. They're all about sacks and turnovers. I haven't seen how many sacks and turnovers they had, actually. I haven't seen the stats, how successful they are. I'll probably tweet about it after this. But I do know they do go for that. They're obviously a Big 12 team. I heard some commentator on ESPN on a college football show say that TCU is all Big 12 defenses are terrible at defense, and that's a fact. No, you're a freaking idiot, okay? You're a freaking idiot. You do not understand Big 12 defense. Okay? You do not understand Big 12 defense. The Big 12, again, and I'll say it time and time again on this show, the Big 12 goes for sacks and they go for turnovers. And that's it. That's all they care about. They want more possessions for their team. I think Rod Gilmore was one of my favorite ESPN commentators or analysts. He is fantastic, and I think he's the one who said that. That's what new defenses want. They want more, or I think it possibly was on CBS, on Fox the other time. Get more possessions for your offense and get with the sacks and tackles for loss. Get the other team's offense 3rd and longs. Okay, that's what's going to give you a chance to stop them and get the ball back on the defensive side, because of these offenses that are incredible, that can get chunks and chunks of yardage. Okay, so to say TCU is a bad defense this year, I'm not sure. They're not that great. They're not as great as they once were. They don't get. I haven't seen personally with my eyes seen lots of sacks and turnovers. I could be wrong with the stats. I want to look it up right after I'm done. But yeah, that doesn't concern me at all. Their offense is fantastic, and as long as they keep that mentality of getting sacks and turnovers in the playoffs, they could be fine if they make it in. My number 5 team is the Alabama Crimson Tide, and I should have made a little. Criteria that I should set. Right now, I'm just doing based off record and eye test. It's purely right now subjective. Once it gets to week 9, when everyone's about 9-0 or 8-1 ish, then my top 4s start getting more objective. I'm going off pure stats. I'm going off pure numbers, strength of schedule. Wins over whoever they're playing, and actually I'll have a whole video on that. It's gonna be great. I can't wait for that. Hopefully you guys are impressed. But yeah, Alabama right now just subjective. I think they're fantastic. I think after that loss against Ole Miss, they've completely turned it around. I think they were just as good as Ole Miss at that time, and I think they're fantastic on defense. I think they really understand about sacks and turnovers. They're really starting to get those turnovers. You saw Eddie Jackson this week. He was sensational. He was just sensational against Texas A&M. They freaking were 10 times better than A&M was. Alabama. Alabama is my number 5 team. My next one in. My number 4 team, again, based off record and eye test, the Utah Utes. I love their defense. Overrated on special teams because every time I watch, I guess I'm just opportunistic. I guess they are bad on special teams. They're doing something stupid. Like I saw Covey throw that illegal back or forward pass on the return and gave Arizona State a safety. So every time I look, or they give up a kickoff return, every time I look, they're doing a terrible job. So I don't know about that special teams. They're hyped up to be this great special teams. I'm sure they're very good. Okay, I'm sure they're very good. All right, I like what they do on offense with Booker. So yeah, that's my daughter. She's just not liking Utah. I'm sorry, she does not like it. It's a curse. It's a curse of the baby. But yeah, I like Utah. I like their defense. They did a fantastic job against Jared Goff. 5 interceptions. Awesome. So they're my number 4 team. My number 3 seed is the Baylor Bears. They look fantastic. They could easily be number 1. I think my top 3 teams could easily interchange into be number 1s. But I think Baylor is fantastic. They're doing exactly what the elite Big 12 team is supposed to do. Sacks, turnovers, and then they're fantastic on offense. As always, Corey Coleman, fantastic. One of the best receivers in the country. Easily in the top 5 without a doubt. They are fantastic on offense. My number 3, the LSU Tigers. Leonard Fournette is the best player in the country and probably the best player since Andrew Luck, and before that, since Adrian Peterson. There hasn't been a better NFL talent than those 3 guys in those years. LSU is fantastic on defense, as always. They have a quarterback in Brandon Harris who doesn't turn off the ball, just does his job. He's a game manager. Whatever. That's all you need. You have the best player in the country and Leonard Fournette back there. Hand him off the ball. Run play action. Fool some teams. Les Miles, trickeration. He does whatever it takes to win. He'll fool you. He's the Mad Hatter. He's fantastic. LSU, the number 2 seed. And my number 1 team is the Ohio State Buckeyes. Yo, man. Again, going off pure record and eye test. And it is subjective, okay? Our eye test doesn't tell right. But what I like about Ohio State, they're playing at like 70, 80%, and they're beating up teams, man. I think they barely escaped the win. I think it was Hawaii. But yeah, they're barely playing at 70, 80% at best, and they're winning, and they're winning. They're just walking away. They're pretty much going through the motions, to me, what it looks. Every time I look up, just looks like that. But their defense is fantastic. Their secondary is great. And when it comes to the college football playoff, and if they're going to get some turnovers, they're going to shut down pass offenses. I would really like to see Joey Bosa against Leonard Fournette. I know that's not necessarily the the matchup that's gonna happen every single time. But Joey Bosa is fantastic. He'll probably eat up the LSU offensive line. No offense to LSU, but he is fantastic. And hopefully we get to see a few Joey Bosa versus Leonard Fournette matchups. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. Again, I think in 2 or 3 weeks, I'm going to start putting out my objective rankings, and I'll show you guys how I actually do it. I've been doing it for a few years now, where I get all the stats, the strength of schedules. Yeah, you're right, Lila. You're right. That too. Oh, Lila also reminded us, I do use a little bit of the old BCS rankings to rank these teams, to help grade these teams. Not to say that, I just go off the BCS ranking. It's a tool I use. It's not, Ohio State's number 1, so they're my number 1 team. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do more with the quality wins and the record versus the top teams. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. It's been Ricky, and I live for Saturdays. Yeah, man. Again, life is in the way, and my daughter, she's gonna sign out. Okay, good job, baby. All right, guys, peace out.